How long will your power station run the air conditioning on your RV? I was asked if I would test how long the Pecron F3000 power station would actually run the air conditioning on an RV or on my camper or whatever. And I'll be honest with you, my first thought was, well, if you figure that it's at least 80% efficient at a 1,000-watt draw, and your air conditioner uses about 1,000 watts, then a 3,000 watt-hour power station would give you about 2,400 watts to run your air conditioner, which is going to give you about 2.5 hours. That's about it. And any 3,000 watt-hour power station is going to be kind of on the small side to run an air conditioner for very long. Now, if you can feed it with 1,600 watts of solar, well, then at least when the sun's up and you're getting all that solar, you could certainly run it then. Though a power station of that size doesn't have the strongest inverter for running high load type items like air conditioners. Air conditioning units use a pretty heavy startup load. And those power stations have high frequency inverters, which generally, though they say they can peak at so many watts, they're generally pushed. In fact, one manufacturer suggested to me that it wouldn't be a good idea to try to run my wall banger air conditioning unit that draws about 1,000 watts off of their power station, which had, I believe, a 2,400 watt inverter. And they said, not unless you put a soft start on it. It's just too hard on the unit. Those air conditioning units can peak at 7 to 10 times the rated power when they fire up. When the compressor gets going, that startup load is really, really high. So be careful doing that. It can certainly nuke that high frequency inverter. However, today, a lot of the newer air conditioning units are the inverter style, or they've got soft starts built in, so they just don't draw that much power. In fact, a lot of the new ones, I don't have one, but I've been told can run at 300, 400, 500 watts max when they're putting out just as much cool air as my older unit that uses 1,000 watts to do that. And their startup isn't 4, 5, 6, 7,000 watts on startup. It's, maybe 1,000 or something like that. So if you have one of those soft started type inverter style air conditioning units that really doesn't use that much power, that's a different scenario than trying to run an older unit. In fact, even the unit on my camper, which is actually new, just not the newest technology, it uses about 1,000 watts to run and keep my air conditioning cool. So I've got to run a generator to run that. So if you're looking at trying to run one off of a power station, these are some important things to consider. I guess if you had a big enough power station, it would make it worthwhile. But folks, if you're running a camper or an RV, aren't you traveling with that? I mean, if you're living in it, that's a different situation. But if you're traveling with it, well, that's a whole nother can of worms. Then you've got to be able to pick up a 100-pound power station so that you can run that air conditioner for 3 hours. In fact, what you really need would be a power station and a bunch of extra batteries in order to do it. If you had, say, 2 server rack batteries and a 3,000 watt-hour power station, so a total of 13 kilowatt hours, then yes, you could run that air conditioner for several hours on a system like that. And if you had at least as much solar as that air conditioner uses, then you should be able to keep your batteries fully charged. So for example, at the cabin, I have just shy of 10 kilowatt hours of batteries and 2,400 watts of solar. When I'm running my air conditioner, my batteries are not getting drained. They're not getting drained at all because I've got enough solar that it can easily handle that 1,000 watt load from my air conditioner and not touch the battery power. It just keeps the power coming in from the sun to run the air conditioner. And frankly, it's really awesome, by the way. Now, I am increasing the solar from 2,400 to 3,000 watts at the cabin, but that's because I have 2 arrays. One is an 1,830 watt array and one is a 615 watt array, and that 600 watt array isn't really enough to run that air conditioner all by itself. It's a little too small. So if I raise that up to 1,200 watts and it's movable, so I can move it around, then I can easily track the sun throughout the day while I'm running the air conditioner and provide all the power I need to run it off that one array. Now, why would I want to do that? Well, the panels on the roof are at 45 degrees, and I'm at about 48.5 degrees in latitude. So, or is it longitude? I always forget. the lines that go this way around the earth, not this way. I always think longitude, latitude. So I should be at 48.5 degrees latitude. Good Lord, if you know what I'm talking about, put a comment down below, especially if I need to be corrected. I don't mind that. But in any case, I'm at 48.5 degrees approximately. So ideally, to get peak solar throughout the year, those panels should be at 48.5 degrees. But the truth is, by June 21st, they should be at about 33 degrees, tilted way back because the sun's higher in the sky, because I'm up near the Canadian border. In the wintertime, we stand them almost up to about 63 degrees. Well, you can't do that on the roof. So in the middle of summer, when the sun is directly overhead, I'm not getting peak production out of the panels on the roof. So being able to move some panels on the ground with a better angle that contract the sun a little better works a lot. And frankly, it works really, really well. So if you have a stationary RV and you're trying to run it off a power station, I'm going to tell you a couple things. Number one, get the biggest power station you can get. If you're not going to build your own system, which I think is the better option, absolutely 100% better option is get the batteries, get the charge controllers, get the chargers, get the inverter, etc., the solar panels to build your own system, because then you can get an inverter designed to handle whatever load your air conditioning unit or units are going to throw at it, which would be a low frequency inverter. I run a 4,000 watt low frequency inverter that can peak at 12,000 watts. Now, it uses about 125 watts just to run. So that's its idle power consumption. I do videos about power stations and we complain if they use 30 to 32 watts of power when they're just idling along. But my big inverter uses 125. However, it can peak at 12,000 watts. So I have no concern whatsoever if I want to start a pump, run a table saw, run a compressor, and run my air conditioning and do it all at the same time. But it does use a lot of power, and one of the things I've thought about doing, and this is the beauty of do-it-yourself systems, is I've thought about actually taking a smaller inverter, one that's much more efficient, and sticking it on my battery bank, and only using the big inverter when I need to. I could wire the big inverter into those circuits that I need to have more power out of, say some outside circuits for running power equipment, and then maybe the one that I'm going to run my air conditioner, or if I have a mini split or something like that, I could use it for that, and then maybe just run like a 2,000 watt inverter that idles along at, 8, 10, or 12 watts or 20 watts or something like that. It'd make my battery bank extend quite a bit longer. So anyway, this has been a long-winded way of saying if you're trying to run an RV air conditioner off of a power station, you can easily look at the capacity of the power station, assume about 80% efficiency, because usually when you're putting out 1,000 plus watts, they don't run at that higher efficiency level. Typically, you might see 90% if they're only providing 500 watts. But if you're putting out 1,000 plus watts out of the unit, they tend to run a little harder, use more power to run the fans in the inverter, etc. So by assuming 80% efficiency, you'll likely get better than that depending on the quality of the power station, but you assume 80%, that's going to tell you how long it's going to run that air conditioner. If your air conditioner uses 1,000 watts and at 80%, you've got 2,400 watt hours of power that you can utilize, well, that's about 2.5 hours to run that unit. Well, there you have it, folks. I hope that helped somebody out. If it did, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out, and I appreciate it. Meanwhile, I'll throw another video right over here for you to check out. Thanks for watching, and thanks to all my members. I really appreciate your support. Y'all have a great day. The old Jarhead out.